Well, it's the last day of Cappy's vacation. Tomorrow I go back on the line, catching up with work. So for those of you that have requests out, I'll be getting to those pretty soon. But I did want to show you before we go on to the serious stuff. All of yous guys, this is give me guff about my Ford hat. Well, look what I found for $2.17 at Walmart. A new Ford hat, all shiny and new. See, the other one's all dirtied up, a little bleached out. So I'm going to go and buy as many of these as I can possible. So hopefully I have a lifetime supply. I can continue wearing my Ford hat and then toss the old ones as they decay. All right. Whether you have realized this or not, and I thankfully can get back to the world of economics. Joe Biden, and this isn't joke, this isn't shtick, this isn't funny, haha. I'm not even being tongue in cheek. I'm being very serious because it is so simple. And we have debunked such a patented, blatant, obvious lie. But no one seemed to notice it. No one in the media picked it up. Even Fox News, even the non-traditional media didn't pick this up. But I guess it's up to me, as has been the case in the past, to point this out to everybody. But don't forward this or share this with anyone. We don't want to learn too much about economics. Why is rent so high? But Joe Biden has debunked modern monetary theory. Now, you may or may not have heard of modern monetary theory. It's also been abbreviated MMT. And it literally means if you have your own fiat currency, you can print off as much money as you want. And as long as it's backed up by the full faith and such of your particular government, in this case, the United States, and is somehow securitized into government bonds, then inflation doesn't happen. It's modern, see? And this is what I hate about economics. And I'm so ashamed of my former profession, because it is vitally important to success and freedom of the human race. And the people that occupy it now are just frauds and liars. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say it because I disagree with them. I say it because it's true. They literally went up to you people and said, oh, you know how every time in the past, when whatever government it was, either the Roman Empire through debasing the currency, putting tin or lead instead of silver, to this Yugoslavia when they broke up 93, 94, trying to come up with a recent one, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, the Weimar Republic. Every time you printed off more money, it just caused inflation. It didn't help out bupkis. But this time it's different. And if you were an average person and you're saying, wait a minute, we could just print off more money? Why didn't we do this before? And these frauds, these charlatans who head up the Federal Reserve and central banks across the world, not just the U.S., came and said, oh, because of this reason, now we can print off all the money in the world. And hey, real economists out there, I guess I am one. I don't want to hear your excuses. I don't want to hear your technicalities. I don't want to hear your buts. You printed off more money. You put it in the damn economy, and now there's inflation. Whether you want to believe the official CPI figures, which is running at 6%, whether what you really ought to be doing, and just so you know, it isn't Joe Biden. Okay, this has been going on for quite some time, going all the way back to Obama. I'm sorry, Bush Jr., going all the way back to Bush Jr., if you want to look up the data. But asset prices have also gone up. And I know the Federal Reserve and the official economists, we don't include asset prices. What about healthcare? What about cars? What about, tuition? What about anything that we lend money on? Like housing. You poor millennials and Gen Zers can't afford a house. Well, did you vote Obama in? Who, again, look at the data, who jacked up the money supply to record levels, more than any president adjusted for inflation, population, until Biden came along. Oh, and Trump did it too, by the way, although they started to, they did a little bit of tapering before the disease hit. And you guys you don't consider that inflation when, if you think about it, lodging and for younger people, tuition in the form of student loans is the single largest two items on their budget, and then cars. Don't know if you're going to look at that too. You're liars. You're liars. You are, and you know it. That's what disgusts me about these doctorate-laden frauds. I have a doctorate. Janet Yellen is not, none of these people are capable of shame because they know what they're doing. We can print off more money, and that's going to solve our problems, and it won't cause inflation. And now, if we want to use the most manipulated version of inflation, the CPI, 6%, that's a lot. That's a lot. I would say we should take a much more wide and holistic approach, including asset prices. I'd like to throw in stocks and bonds and securities because that's retirement. Didn't know if you knew this, retirement is also a mandatory expense you should be investing in. A lot of people don't even bother looking at, well, price to earnings ratio or dividend yields. And I admit I'm talking over the average person's head right now with economics, but in addition to housing, education, transportation, form of vehicles, retirement plan, that should be a pretty sizable chunk of change that you throw in there. Well, we've driven up stock prices that they're based on fundamental and traditional measures of value, earnings per share, dividends per share. We call these dividend yields or price to earnings ratios. You can look it up more if you'd like. They're bad deals if you're a fundamental investor, meaning you want to get some kind of rate of return on your investment. And it's the average person should look and say, yeah, prices have gone up. And here's what I want to introduce to just the average everyday person who was normal and had sex and attracted members of the opposite sex and found economics boring. Have you noticed prices going up? Did you? And they don't believe your eyes. Don't believe your wallet either. Don't believe that gas is up. Now, of course, there's other factors involved. I don't know, shutting up the Keystone Pipeline now. There's other things involved. The disease has actually caused supply chain issues, which has limited the amount of stuff. Well, not that we don't produce anything anymore. It's just parked over there in off the bay in California. So we import that. That's caused prices to increase. You've noticed the shelves are a little bit more empty. I went to one of my favorite restaurants back in the Twin Cities, and the food was half of what they normally give you. That's called shrinkage. It's not what you think it is, ladies. It's an economics term. No, I'm sorry. Shrinkage is when your inventory gets stolen away. That's an accounting term in economics when they sell you the macaroni and cheese 16 ounce, but they only put 12 ounces of macaroni and cheese in it. You know, just look at that. And this is what I'm trying to point out, guys, that the emperor has no clothes. And Joe Biden did it. He did it. And I am not joking. I'm not being facetious. He didn't set out to do it. It was quite unintentional. He should be nominated for the Nobel Prize in Economics, at least nominated, because he disproved this theory that a bunch of zero real world experience academic hacks have been pushing. Oh, he just brought off more money. Why is rent so high? Why can't I afford a car? God almighty, I came out here to Vegas. I visit regularly, and meals are basically double what they were before. And, so I've been eating at home a little bit more than usual. Cigars have gone up. You guys know I like to smoke cigars. And it's not rocket science. It really isn't. And to be honestly truth, like I said, I'm ashamed of my profession because I try to do good. I try to warn people about an education bubble, .com bubble, Asian currency crisis, the housing crisis. People are still going to school for worthless degrees and taking out student amounts of money that aren't worth it. I try to warn it, but I'll be perfectly honest with you. All of economics could probably be what you need to know could be boiled down to and streamlined and getting rid of all the, you see, producer surplus, macro. We have different schools of economic thought. Here it is. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. There you go. I just summarized all of economics for you. If you try to violate that law, you're going to pay. You all thought you get free gimme that's from Obama. He made money, printer go burr. Now you're wondering why tuition is so high. Now you wonder why housing is so expensive. You did the same thing with, by the way, I didn't know if you knew this thing called velocity, the speed at which money travels through the economy, the rate at which it's spent. It takes a while for the money to fully permeate into the economy. So this is just the beginning, kids. Just the beginning. You youngins, I'm gonna vote for more socialism. Yay! Because capitalism doesn't work. And then they're going to print off more money. Why is everything so expensive? Why can't I afford a home? It's capitalism's fault. No, it really is not. That's just a moron. There's no ism, although if you want to look at history, your communist countries tend to inflate their currency. Well, although that was more supply-driven inflation, where there was just nothing being produced. And you guys thought housing was expensive before. You give it 5-6 years, boys and girls. You give it 5-6 years. Even if we cleaned up the supply chain issues, even if magically all the young people went back to school, except instead of for a liberal arts degree, you learned how to drive truck or be a welder or produce something of value, it's going to take years before we get to any kind of price stability. Well, I guess a line up consistent inflation is stable, but a flattening of prices. Till we produce, it's not complicated. How much stuff does the economy produce? How much money is there in the supply of money to buy and transact those goods and services with? That I did this when I taught an economics class. All I did, I came in. I'll explain it. Maybe you'll get this. You'll understand this, because it's not that complicated. I bought a bag of Snicker bars, the little ones, or whatever kind of candy, and I would bring it in. And I give each student, how did I do that? No, I held it. I had the inventory of candy. And I gave everybody photocopied fake dollars, not of actual US dollars. I made funny money, basically. And I started out with $1 denominations. And I mass produced like stacks of money. And then it'd go up to 5, and then 10. And then, kind of like Zimbabwe, because they knew what they were doing, or Venezuela, right? Y'all thought Hugo Chavez knew what he was doing. I made $1 million notes. And I would just randomly give people the money. I had these kids bidding up the price of a Snickers bar from, I don't know, $3 a bar. I'd have to go back on to like, $300 million, because I printed off a lot of these things. And at the end of it, I said, okay, who won? After everyone was trading, and I remember just plopping up like $100,000 on this guy's table. I'll buy 10 million. And I said, who won? And people were adding up the damn money. I'm like, no. I'm like, you going to eat that? You going to eat that money? You ain't going to eat that money. That money's nothing. Who won? And there was this just quiet, mousy, cute little girl. Well, not little girl, young lady. She's college age, of course. She had it all hoarded up, man. She had all of it. And she'd just buy, and she wouldn't sell. She never sold. She'd only buy. And that's what it is. It's not money. Here's rule number 2. In addition to no free lunch, here's rule number 2. Economics is about stuff. It ain't about the money. That's all it is the stuff. And once you understand that, you'll know more, literally, that, they know more than that. All these PhDs and government economists know better. They know. But based on their actions, what we have to, they don't know bupkis. They're just providing the economic rationalization for Biden or whatever president was in there, Republican or Democrat, to print off money, pay you people to shut the F up, bail you out of your problems and your mistakes, whether that's student loans for stupid degrees, more kids than you could afford, or buying a house you couldn't afford back in the housing bubble days, bailing out banks, the S&L bailout, that goes way back, but I don't care to bore you with economic history. All right. All that money just drives up price. That's it. That's all it does. And we need to make money printer go burr. It won't cause inflation. There's some gal I forget, and she's an admitted Marxist, that should tell you something, people. She's delusional. She was like the champion of modern monetary theory, the biggest cheerleader out there. Dude, your boy Biden, Joey baby, just proved you all wrong. All of you, All of you who spent hundreds of hours coming up with the lies and the rationalization as to why this time we could print off money, make money printer go burr, and nothing bad with it, he just proved you wrong. I don't know how we didn't see this before, how the average American person didn't see housing prices going up, stock market prices always going up, cryptocurrency, if you watch it, there's no intrinsic value technically in that. All this stuff goes up. Tuition goes up. Insurance goes up. Automobiles go up. Everything goes up. But there's no inflation. Why? Because those are asset prices. You all wonder why Cappy's looking for a secondary home country. Hey, by the way, if there's any foreign dignitaries or powerful people in a foreign country that could use a good economist or an entertaining guy, and I'll just bring my money in from the United States, and you'd like to have me be part of it, I will learn your language. I will go through the history and everything. I'll learn I'll probably be looking for a home here pretty soon, because the people who keep voting morons in the United States are truly stupid, truly ignorant, and they're going to destroy the economy. Maybe not the country, but certainly the economy. And I am so sick and tired of yelling from the top of the mountaintops, don't invest in .coms, they're overvalued. Stop majoring in stupid stuff. Certainly if you're going to go into $200,000 in debt. Heck, you want to look back, some gal wrote an article about black women are having a particularly difficult time paying back their student loans. And there was a sob piece in MSNBC. You go back, I think it's a year, maybe even 2 years ago, I warned particularly minority women about the dangers of going into debt for completely unemployable degrees. And what was worse is that there was a hashtag going on called Women with Degrees. And I went through all the tweets and the things to kind of get a feel like, well, what were they majoring in? Oh gosh, it was horrible. It was horrible. I think like less than 5% were like in accounting or engineering or something. Like the rest were all in these worthless degrees. And even worse than that, and it was disproportionately minority women, and you're already coming from a deficit, gals. You decided you're all going to go to law school. Oh. And now you're crippled. You're financially bankrupt. Your life is over because you believe this BS, these lies. And I'm tired of trying to help people and then getting called names on top of it. Millennials I wrote a book called How Not to Become a Millennial, and then it got edited and the guy bought it out for me, but you can still get most of my original writing there. How Not to Become a Millennial. Millennials hated my guts. It's like, no, dude, I'm the first person to tell you the truth. It just hurts your feelings this time. I'm sick and tired of being the bad guy, telling y'all to eat your fruits and vegetables and take your vitamins and say your prayers, Hulkamaniacs. That's Hulk Hogan. None of you are going to get it because y'all are uncultured. Right? I'm sick and tired of being the bad guy when I tell you to eat your veggies and then you go and reward the guy to say eat ice cream and don't exercise. Oh, by the way, here's the money to do it. Why am I fat and miserable and dying of cardiac arrest at 29? Gee, I don't know. And so there, hey, you want to make me happy? You want to make me happy? A couple things you could do to make me happy, all right? One, forward this to any idiots that are talking about money printer don't make inflation, all right? Money printer Colbert does not result in. Give this to any MMT advocate. Give this to any doctor in economics. Because I don't know what you're going to come back with aside from some kind of technicality or acrobatics or anything like that. No, dude, the inflation happened. It's happening now. It's happened for quite some time, and it's going to happen a lot more with the rare forecasts I'll make. Because you're wrong. You're just wrong. All right. So forward this to people, forward this to other people who maybe don't understand economics, like maybe an intro to economics. I put a link down below. Another thing you can do, link down below is to a book called Bachelor Pad Economics. Now it's more financial planning and financial investment and advice and financial life planning type of stuff. I know it says bachelor, but women can read it too because the laws of finance and economics don't change based on gender. But go read that. I don't talk over people's head. I do very simple, basic intro economics, and above all, I make it practical. I don't just say, vote for me and I'll solve your problems. I know why housing's so expensive. Why is gas $5 a gallon? I'm here to help the little people and the poor people. And then finally, I know there's 302 of you here. Can you just subscribe to this channel? Because I want to get to 100,000. You say, what happens at 100,000? Nothing. I just want to get to 100. Like, hey, yeah. And then, as I've said before, the only reason why I get to 100,000 is because then YouTube or Google sends you a plaque, just a little plastic plaque. Doesn't mean anything. I want to show it to my dad and my mom, who are thankfully still alive today. So they look at it and say, what the hell is that? I'm like, it's a thing. I got an award. They're like, oh, that's nice, sweetheart. Because they don't think this is real what I do. They don't understand it. They're like, hey, look, this is a very successful. This is an amazing thing. This plastic thing indicates I did something very amazing. Like, oh, that's nice. Do you want chicken or beef today, sweetheart? Thanks, Ma. I love you too. And that's it. That's it. It's not a gig. It's not a gag. It's not an act. It's not a bit. Joe Biden, because he had to punch it through to the consumer price index. We're just inflating asset prices. Don't pick that. Joe Biden has made it indisputably clear and proven that modern monetary theory does not work. And listen to me. Listen to me. Just like the people who said, follow your heart and money will follow, and any degree is a good degree, you can't put a price on education. Anyone from henceforth that is telling you that modern monetary theory is valid or viable is a liar. They're either an idiot or a liar. Well, actually, they're definitely a liar, but they may not know they're lying, which makes them an idiot. So they're at best a liar, worse, they're an idiot and a liar. So there you go. I'm not kidding. This is the most poignant economic thing put out there in terms of all content creation in the past, gosh, I'd say quarter. I used to read The Economist and the Wall Street Journal, but then they kind of went down and like, oh, really? What 18-page article are you going to write this time that explains why we can print off more money? Okay, I'll wait. Yeah, go ahead. You explain to me. All right, let's go through the super chats. The real Holtzinator for $5. Don't get our hopes up, Cappy. Could this charade be ending soon? Well, when they've stopped printing off the money, it will. But the rest of the money's got to make its way through the system. You know, like when you get food poisoning, it's not like the second you're like, ooh, I don't feel right. That's just the beginning. Then you're throwing your guts up later, or it's coming out the other way, depending on the constitution of your digestive system. Although I don't know if that, maybe it's worse when it comes out both ends. Woo, I've had some bad food. So I don't know when it's going to end. See, I'm a better economist. I have no idea when it's going to end. Not a clue. I just know there's going to be more. It's so fresh. The money's so fresh. And technically, it's not money. It's just ones and zeros added to digits on computer accounts. But hey, cryptocurrency isn't, no, cryptocurrency doesn't count. Scott McIntyre, $5. Remember, Cappy, Corn Pop was a bad dude. Let's go, Brendan. Who's Corn Pop? Corn Pop? Like Corn Pops, the cereal? When are they going to ban Let's Go Brandon? Is that going to be banned? Have they banned it already? Did it hurt too many people's fifis? Jimmy ZT, new guy for $5. We're doomed, but I have no debt and no care to be some 304's meal ticket. As the world burns, I'll be the guy with the popcorn and beer. Cheesecake. Yeah, no, I bought my crypto quite some time ago, actually. I've been slowly taking a good-sized position in silver. I bought my food. I've eschewed debt. I have actually quite a small mortgage, which there's no reason to pay off. Oh, by the way, here, more practical advice for everybody. Let me help you guys out. I'm going to make it, look, if you want, donate a super chat, I'm going to earn you back at least 10 times. No, 100 times what you donate on this. Don't pay off your mortgage early. Why, Cappy? Because if you're more, well, it depends on your interest rate. Let me rephrase. What do you want now? See, now you're here. This is a dog. Hi, sweetheart. I know. Go lie down. I know I love you too. Yeah. Okay, go lie down. All right. Stay here, but be quiet. If your interest rate is below 3%, and maybe even higher, we're going to have to wait to see what the interest rates are. There ain't no reason to be paying off your mortgages early. No reason. I know I advocate, making extra principal payments, paying down your debt, No, not this. Now, if you got a high interest car loan, high interest credit card debt, that makes sense. But right now, all you guys, you hard workers, you producers of society, not the parasites and the stimmy check crowd, Right? You guys want your vengeance? Don't pay back your mortgage early. Make the minimum payment. And let Biden bucks erode it away with inflation. So 20 years from now, you're paying $20 in today's purchasing power. Yeah. Oh, and then I got my food. I'm set. I was the ant. I prepared for winter. I was not the grasshopper. I got mine. Cappy, did you get guns and ammo? Yes. Hey, Doc is in the house. Hiya, Doc. DJ Aftershock, $5. A Republican was elected city attorney for the city of Seattle. What? For the first time since 1980s or even earlier. Guess they got tired of riots. No, let's see. Okay, all right. That had to be a fluke. I believe you, DJ. I believe you. But one city attorney is not going to stop it. The citizens of Seattle will have to purge themselves of all Democrats, all socialists, all Marxists, and not just put in any old Republican. You got to put in some reform Republicans. Maybe that's a new term you Republicans can. We're the reform Republicans. We're going to reform it so people aren't defecating in the streets and shooting themselves up with needles. Derek Yeager, $5. Do you agree that 1965 coinage was the first step in the economic fall? And was the precursor to 1970. No, I mean, it depends on how far you want to go back. I would say the beginning of the fall would have been the income tax and Woodrow Wilson, as well as the creation of the Federal Reserve. And I'm not a big anti-Fed guy. I understand the points and purposes of having a federal or central bank or an insurance FDIC type of structure to support the financial system. I understand. Look at the 1907 Great Recession and then the 1929 Great Depression. I don't want to bore you with banking and finance. No, that switch, that minor switch from 1965, we no longer had silver in our coins. That was not, there were much more structural problems. By that time, the boomers were already born and they were already, come on, baby, light my fire. They were a spoiled generation with a go in then to fail to raise the next generation. So the seeds of the destruction or the decay, it was long sowed before that, long before. FDR with all the, we're a capitalist country. Not with a national pension, we're not. Do you know it's Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, unemployment, welfare? Those are not capitalist policies. So that was long before. Mexi Mike, $10. Don't forget the Cantillon effect, beautifully explained by George Gammon. Oh, I know, but I don't know him personally, but I was on a show with him. And those cough crooks, politicians / Fed pres unknowingly, coincidentally invest in the winning stock assets as policies are enacted. Yeah, true. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know how you go into Congress as a poor nobody freshman congressman and you leave 5 years later with $10 million in assets. I don't know. Well, I know how that happens now. I don't want to go too far beyond the thing. 80, $2. Welfare stimulates the economy. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Are you that dumb, AD? Really, AD? Are you just trying to troll me here? So you take money from one guy and you give it to another guy. So whatever money you gave to new guy, welfare receiving guy, is offset by the spending guy who worked for it. You took it from him. There's a net wash. I mean, it might be spent on different things, like the welfare guy might buy heroin with it. Okay, cool. I guess there's less taxes. Yay for that. And then the guy who paid the taxes, I don't know, maybe he wants to feed his kids. Maybe he's reliable. Maybe the gal wants to pay her back for some of her student loans. Huh? No. Yeah, we got to give it to people who don't want to work. And don't tell me people are down and out on their luck. I've seen way too many. You're just all lazy. You're just lazy. Knock it off. Hey, hey, AD, can we go break some windows? Huh? Or do you not get that joke? Are you so uneducated you don't get that one? Talk to Paul Krugman. He can't explain it to you either. Scott McIntyre, $10. 3 forms of tax: direct, borrow, and print. Yep. Important to understand. Direct and borrow tax are on Americans only. Printing is tax on the world, as USD is effectively held worldwide. Yeah, you can make that argument because we have the world's reserve currency. Yes, we are debasing. If you hold dollars, whether you are a foreign investor or an American, you're not an investor, you own dollars. If you print off more, everyone's dollars go down in value. Yes, correct. Federal Reserve equals ultimate thief. More or less, yes. More or less. It's sad because, again, there are reasons to have a central bank as long as you don't abuse it. But hey, guess what? We abused it. Scrolling down. Birthday is Sunday. Big oh my good. Okay, Sunday, everyone tune into Doc's podcast, Safety Doc podcast, Dr. David Perodin. Get him to 1,000. Yeah, if we all got 1,000 subs to Doc, all the problems will go away. Doc for president. The Real Hulsinator, $5 subscriber count, go burr. Well, my subscriber count has more value than dollars, for God's sake. At least those are like real people that had some kind of intrinsic interest or entertained value from what we've done here. Scott McIntyre, $5. When you get to 100,000 subs, will your Carlson degree or YouTube play button auction for more? Which one is more worthless? YouTube play button? Oh, you mean the plastic thing? I think the Carlson degree would probably gain more because it's such a joke and I hate them so much. Of course, I hate all business schools. I think there's enough history there, but the YouTube play button plaque, I don't know. If I signed it and died, maybe. I don't think so. I think the degree, because there's more of a political statement as to the worthlessness of not so modern day education. Is that all? Did I get them all? Okay, I didn't miss any. At least I don't think so. Oh, here's a couple more. Classic Bassman. Oh, hey, what's up? Why is everything so expensive? I know how to solve this. Just print more money. Yep, there you go. Everything is so expensive. You know what the solution is? We should print off more money and give it to people who don't work or produce things. So the ratio of money chasing after the amount of things in the economy goes up. I wonder if prices will go up again. It's so basic. I mean, it's so simple. Heck, DuckTales. You guys remember DuckTales? Even they did a cartoon for kids about inflation. This is when Disney actually maybe liked America a little bit. They could even explain it to, well, DuckTales, what is that? Oh, I'm sure a little 3-year-old Tex probably watched it too. But 3 to 13? I didn't mind a good DuckTales show. Crash Pad? Mexi Mike, $2. Punch through. Easy, John, man. And explosion, boom, penetration. All right. Psychological Cynic, $5. Nah, it's all going to crash and burn anyways. Frankly, I say grab a bag of popcorn, point, laugh, and enjoy the decline that everybody asked for. Oh, yeah, by the way, I got another book called Enjoy the Decline. So if you're perturbed or angry about how the country's going, please go read that one. That's not so much economics as much as it is philosophy. And if you don't have time to read that, I strongly recommend you get the essay I wrote called Sanity is the Future of Wealth. It's very short. It's a toilet read. And it basically shows that in the future, what's going to have value is very few things, but one will be the love of other people. 2 will be your skills and abilities, because that is naturally hedged against inflation. Like dentists don't worry about inflation. They don't. They do, I guess we're charging more. You want your teeth to work, right? Okay, you're paying more. Mechanics, the likes of that. The other thing is sanity, absolute sanity. Because if you are sane, that is going to become a dwindling and more precious asset and commodity compared to everybody else who thought their like social justice degree was going to make them money and they're going to save the world. Blue Orion, $5. The other day I heard this lady in Costco saying, what happened to America? Oh, yeah, lady. Yeah, I'm sure you know. Well, geez, what happened? Did you pull D all the time? I bet you did. Well, she was checking out the prices. Well, I know. Economics is boring. You don't want to learn about inflation or history or money printer go burr. I just want to work with the children. Why is everything so expensive? We need more money. Hey, you know what? He's got cancer. You know what will solve his problem? More cancer. Cynic in Chief, $2. Our van life agent in the field. Mortgage is halfway paid off. Interest rate is 4%. You know what? Just wait. You're going to look more short-term interest rate. As long as that CPI, here's Cynic, you have faith. As long as the stated CPI is at 6% or higher than 4%, I would just hold off. And then I would actually be looking at shadow stats, frankly. If I were to do it intellectually, honestly, I'd do my own estimated calculation of inflation. But like that 6% by the Fed or the Fred database, that's like the low end possible limit of what real inflation is in the economy. It's most certainly higher than that. So at 4%, I'd hold off. But you know what I would do, Cynic, if you want to do this, why don't you just refinance it? Because interest rates, what are mortgage rates right now? It's like 30-year mortgage rate. $30-year mortgage rate. Just tell me what it is. Just tell me what it is. Don't give me no ads. Don't give me no pop-ups. Just tell me what the F it is. Oh, dude, 2.6, 2.5, 2.7. Oh, yeah. You know what, Cynic? I'd probably refinance. And then just let it sit. Just let it sit, man. 2.5%. That'd be great. And Akita smiles, $5. Wouldn't paying off a house be better? That way you own a physical asset since paper money is worthless. No, because the liability that you're paying into is only accruing, growing at a rate. Your liability, which you have to pay back, is growing at a rate less than what inflation is eroding its real purchasing, its real value by. So as long as you have a job, this would be an important statement. As long as you have a job that keeps up with inflation in terms of your income, your purchasing power goes up while the inflation erodes the real value of your mortgage balance. And then one would even argue that if you had extra cash, although this would be gambling and there's no guarantee this would work, but you say, okay, they keep making money printer go burr. And I don't know, look at the S&P 500. What has it done? So what some people would recommend you do, I'm not recommending, this is just an option for you to further investigate. You would say, all right, my interest rate is 2.5%. If I take this money, I could throw it into a diversified portfolio of investments and earn 5, 6, 8, 9, 10%, whatever it might be. And then you would sell that later on and take the extra proceeds, net of capital gains tax, of course, and pay off your even already cheapened mortgage by that time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with you paying off your mortgage early. It's just that if we're going to have inflation, we don't have hyperinflation, but if we're going to have inflation and it exceeds your mortgage rate, yeah, let the inflation erode the I hate to say value, but the price of your mortgage. Maxi Mike, $5. To all you with a mortgage cash out, refi 3% too short, the dollar via inflation. No. We do not endorse or support Maxi Mike's advice here. Shorting is very risky, especially currencies with the, shorting the world's reserve currency maybe isn't the best idea. Because here's the thing with currency, you have to short it against another currency. Use fiat to buy essentials, to keep a little, to ensure you're solvent during the chaos. I'm all for people diversifying their investments as a hedge against inflation. That I'm for. Heck, and if you guys got gals that you like, or ladies maybe just like yourself, now would be a good time to maybe buy some jewelry. Did you always want that nice watch? Did you always like that nice necklace, ladies? Oh, well, maybe go get it. Of course, if you had to melt it down, you won't get quite the value, but Derek Yeager, $5. No, you're all right. Thank you for your wisdom, Cappy. Yeah, no problem. Forgot what I corrected you on. Do 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 do. Am I caught up? Did I get them all? Oh, Dre's here. Oh no! The tornado chasing. All the Hanyakers are here. I stayed on too long. See, if you stick around too long, then you get the peanut gallery. Then they let them in. Oh, let's get to the question. Hey, where the heck did Fred go? Has anyone seen Fred? I texted him. I haven't heard from Fred. I hope Fred's not dead. I seriously hope. M. Sway, $5. If a healthy man, woman can ride a effing bike and make up to 500, 700 a week, can't complain about anything. I think you mean. Mean like a delivery bike, like pedal a bike, make 500 to 700. You could live off of that easy. That's 5 to 4, 2,027 times 4, 2,800. Yeah, it's $30,000 a year. You could, depending on where you live, you're not starving. Give it time though. $30,000 won't be enough to live on, huh? That's another thing I got about a question about all you Californians. If you guys are so right about your politics and your economics, why does living in California cost so much? And why does it suck? We got weather. Okay, yeah, you get your weather, but like, I don't have to step over people's feces in Las Vegas. Traffic isn't that bad here. We don't take 13% of people's income. Oh, and by the way, other income through sales tax and other fees. Like, why don't you know you guys are failures? Your policies have failed. Why is everyone trying to move out of California if you guys know what you were doing? I thought you had it's a social science. That's all right. You're all hypocrites. Eric Burns Marsh, $5. Mr. Celery, you don't believe in the magic money tree? No. The magic money tree is real. It's modern monetary theory. I don't believe the magic money tree. That's going to be the next theory to come out from some academic hack who never worked a day in banking or finance, let alone any other job. Like, hey, I got an idea. Let's make everything free, but this time it'll be different. I'm Ocasio-Cortez. I have an associate. No, she has a degree in international relations. My dad paid for everything. DJ Aftershock, $5. Dude, bro, yo. Thanks to Biden, we cashing out because of the big gains in the stock market and crypto, man. You just jealous you ain't the crypto king, y'all. Dude, there are so many dude bros from business schools and MBAs who think they're geniuses because like their stock portfolio or their crypto went up. I got news for you. Your stocks didn't go up. Your housing price value didn't go up. And your crypto, they didn't go up. The value of the dollar just went down. That's it. Your house is not doubly nice now. It's not twice as nice. It's the same house. We just doubled the money supply. You're not a financial genius. Ironically, Biden has been more stingy than Trump, less checks. Trump was proposing 2,000. Biden gave 1,200. He knows what he is doing. No. Okay, here, Alex, you're right. Stimmy checks, sure. I want to see the rest of the federal budget, okay? That money went somewhere. And it didn't just go to recapitalize the banking system. I want to know where it went. And I guarantee you, a lot of it, if we want to look at the M1 money supply minus bank reserves, a lot of it made it into the economy. I don't care if it went to welfare checks or government grant programs or non. I don't care, the military, however it got there, it's out there now. Swallow Blue, the original or the 2016 reboot? You lost me there, Swallow. mean money printer go burr with, well, what's his name? Trump did continue on the money printer. Yes, he did. Chris is Black, the tornado chasing agent in the field. $2. What's up, Professor Clary? Inflation. That's what's up. Inflation. Hey, Chris, aren't you sad you didn't go to college, man? Are you afraid you're missing out on the college experience? I mean, sure, you got a positive net worth, you got a job, and you chase tornadoes across the country, and you enjoy your life, and you ask out 16-year-old girls, unintentionally, of course. But wouldn't you rather be stuck in a California university where you're forced to take diversity and inclusion classes? Syndicate Chief $2. Boomer Cappy's new book, Enjoy the Recliner. I don't even know if boomers are going to be able to afford recliners. That is a good book. That has seen a huge resurgence since the disease came out. Nonstop trade, $2. But Cappy, Social Security search was a sacred promise for boomers. No, it was a sacred promise for the flapper generation, for the roaring 20s people. Don't not think, if that makes any sense. Don't misunderstand. That was a spoiled generation too. Like, it's going to be everything. Hey, let's do the Charleston. I can borrow money on credit. Yay, invest in the stock market. What do you mean the stock market crash? They're doing the collegiate Madison and the shag. Oh, look out. The girls had frills on their skirts and had short haircuts. Wow. Crazy times. DJ Aftershock, $2. Seattle also rejected a 7% capital gains tax. Wait, the city was going to do? The city was going to do a capital gains? Man. Oh, wait. Are Seattleites growing a pair of balls? Are all you Seattleites, did you see the sun or something? Did something happen? Did a couple of you, like your kids, get attacked by needle-wielding homeless people and they jabbed them with it? And you said, hey, wait a second. I think there's some drawbacks to the socialism stuff. Nonstop Dre, $2. What's the real inflation rate of the US dollar? Well, Dre, if you really want to do it, see, I don't know. That's the thing. And you could do like how the federal government does it, or shadow stats. You go out and you take a sampling of a diverse and wide variety of goods and services and assets, and then you just calculate the year-over-year change. What I would do is I do it kind of from more of a back-end reverse engineer, but truly accurate way. I would look at how much real GDP went up in the past year, like what is our real GDP? And then I would look at what did we increase? I would use the M2 money supply, and I would subtract the difference. So if we increase the M2 money supply by 12% and GDP increased, real GDP increased by 2%, I would subtract the 2 from that and I'd get 10%. Because that's really what inflation is. I mean, in a macro total economy view, prices of different things are going to change irrespective of one another. But on the total level, it's just, you know, if GDP, we produce 5% more stuff than we did the year before, and we increase the money supply by 5%, that would net out, and you'd have no inflation on average. But if you print off 10% more money, but you only produce 2% more goods, well, you got inflation throughout the entire economy of 8%. Almost to the penny or to the decimal point. So that's what I would do. If you get bored, Dre, want to take a break for your computer science studies, go to the Fred database. You can pull that data. St. Louis Fred. Not our buddy Fred, who is not around. Hey, Drew Bay's in the house. All right. Large amount of savings. I have no idea what to do with it, but it isn't earning bleep in money market account, and I don't know bleep about investing. Drew, hit me up. You're a buddy. I'll tell you what to do. All right. Do we catch up? No. Gee whiz. Who knew everybody liked economics this much? I'm making almost as much money as a Instagram girl or a booby boob girl on the other. Why can't I? Friends only. Syndicate Chief, $2. I could get 10-year at 2.3875% at the local credit union. Yeah, but you're accelerating your payments rather quickly. Like 10 years. No, you want inflation to have a lot of time to eat away at this. You want it to eat away at this over a long. I'd kick it down 30 years. See what you get for a 30-year mortgage. It might be 2/10 higher. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Nonstop Dre, $2. Aren't you too short to short? Are you too short to short anything, Cappy, at 5? Good one, Dre. Good. Yeah, I'm too short to have people say, "Oh, you short thing." I'm too short. Oh man. Had I known that joke before, I would have used that so many times in my career. Why do you use short investments? Because I'm too short to short. Only 5'8". Technically 5'9". Puffin Mug, $5. Cappy, where do you think all prices are going in the next year? 150? I don't know. I'd have to, like I was explaining with Dre before, looking at total national figures, I could tell you nationally generally what inflation would be or should be. But that does not account for, like, let's say there was a huge, people really wanted to buy, I don't know, something went up and buy Pokemon cards. Okay, well, Pokemon cards go up in price, but then something else, and people aren't building things, so lumber goes down. So I have no idea where all price. I mean, I can tell you all prices. Take GDP, take money supply chain, subtract it out. That's where all prices are going. But I don't know what's going to happen to oil. I don't know what's going to happen to lumber. Remington Longley, $10. Super surreal hiking that trail you hiked while listening to your podcast. Only see you put that same trail on Twitter a few days ago later. Hope I get to meet you at one of your hangouts someday. Well, thanks, Remington. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you're still in Vegas, go ahead and email me. I was kicking around doing Telescope Peak. It's out in, it's the tallest peak in Death Valley. And it doesn't seem that hard, but it is 11,000 feet up. And so the oxygen gets very light up there. And it's like a 4-hour drive from Henderson out to there. So I'd have to leave in the morning. But yeah, if there's a local hike you like to do or you know of, I'm up for a hike. Big Brother, $20 from New Zealand. Awesome. Hey, Cappy, not American, not into politics, was happy the loony left lost in Virginia. Here's for the work you are doing for a more free world. Let's go, Cappy. Let's go, Cappy. Yes, let's go, Cappy. The $20 will go. What will the $20 go to? The $20 will go to, I'm kind of catching up with everything I had to buy for the house. I guess the $20 would go for a sandwich when I fly back home. Get a sandwich. Travis, $2. Dig in the evening and PST streams. Oh, Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, it's a little bit later. There is no Poke Bowl in South Dakota, but there's Poke Bowl in Vegas, so I should probably get some Poke Bowl while I'm here. Shelter in Paradise, $5. Do you see deflation in the short term if consumers have no cash or credit? Is yesterday's Fed taper announcement policy changed to cost of? No. If I recall correctly, you understand, Shelter, how little I pay attention to news or politics or economics anymore, because the entire industry has no care or concern to actually increase economic growth. It's all about politics. But I do tune in to Turd Flinging Monkey because he is the foremost economic authority I listen to aside from myself. And he was talking about that taper announcement. They're slowing down the amount of new money they're injecting into the system. So they're not scaling back. They're still adding more money. It's just not as much as before. So it's like, we got good news, Aaron. Yeah, the spread of the cancer has slowed. Oh, it did? Yeah, isn't that great news? Well, wait, does that mean it's still spreading? Yes, but slower. Okay. It's like when your kid comes back with a bad report card and it's all F's and D's, and he tells you he's going to do better next time. We'll see. Or like when your wife says, oh, okay, I'm gonna lose weight. We'll see. That's a better analogy because it hurts people's feelings because it's true. $5, Chris is black. Cigar money, thanks. Pay it to the great one. You stole all of his cigars there, Chris. Swallow Blue. DuckTales got a reboot in 2016. It was good. Oh, okay. Was it that long ago? I thought it was no more than 2 years ago. Jason Conway, $8 Australian. You think emerging market small values are underpriced? I don't know. I haven't looked at them. I'd have to know which emerging markets. I'd have to look at the economic growth rate of the area you're looking. Are we talking Asia? Are we talking Southeast Asia? Are we talking China without China? Are we talking Oceania, Australia? I used to do this stuff, and I would predict what would happen. Actually, with surprising accuracy, and people would yell at me. And I get reprimanded by my bosses because I didn't tell them what they wanted to hear, which should have been my first inkling many years ago that economists don't give a damn about the truth. They just got to make people happy so they get more funding. Mr. Sway, $5. Did you know that the first CARES Stimulus Act bill was written in 2018? Talk about a well-planned scam. Yep. We could. Here's the thing. Just because it was written, that doesn't mean we couldn't end it. Like, no. Me, if it was me, I'm like, we're ending welfare now. Oh, by the way, you can opt out of Social Security. Of course, I need a compliant Congress to do that, but I wouldn't. Oh, it was enacted back then. Why? We can't do anything about it now, can we? Oh, wait, we can't. Syndicate Chief, $2. Not sure if I can refi with principal only. Oh, only you got into that. Probably no. I have a buddy who's got that same problem. She, smart gal, very good with money. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, your fees are going to eat that up. I think you have to pay a penalty. Yeah, 35K Cynic, man. That little, I just pay it off. It's not even worth your time or the refinance fees. That's, most soccer moms spend way more of their husband's money on their Range Rovers than that. Like at 10% interest. But getting the digs in. Clem joke, $5. Why short the stock when you can simply buy a put option? The risk is about the same. Yes, very good observation, Clem. Absolutely right. Derek Yeager, $10 again. Get Cappy to 100,000 subs, y'all. Comment for the algo after the. Does that really work, Derek? I've seen that people kindly, they say for the algo. And I'm like, does that really work though? I've not known anything. Seth Himes is the expert on SEO optimization. I am not. I just do the content and then get dragged kicking and screaming into new platforms. Nonstop trade, $2. What's your favorite breed of dog to beat? Well, apparently only a pit bull. No, my favorite dog. I don't like beating any dogs. I would not beat dogs. I will discipline dogs, and pansified Americans equate that to beating, but that's why your children all have mental problems and are living at home at 35 and treat you like crap because you never spanked them. But that being, and this is why your dogs also pee. They don't have a bladder problem. You didn't potty train them because you wouldn't spank them. That's why your carpet and thus your house smells like urine. My favorite dog, it's going to be a three-way tie. I want a pug, I want a wiener dog, and I want a French bulldog. None of them are worth a damn hiking. They're just ugly, funny-looking dogs. I love how ugly they are. They're funny-looking dogs. That's what I would. That's what I would get. But then I have to get like a hiking dog. The dog I'm watching now, she's actually pretty good hiking. She runs. She's got way more energy. DJ Aftershock, $2. Yellen has proposed an unrealized capital gains. Did she really? I mean, that just proves how stupid she is. And how vile and evil and politically motivated she is. She's not an economist, if that is true. But I know Robert Reich was advocating taxing Jeff Bezos. Like, look at all the money he's got. Like, Rob, that's not money. That's Amazon shares he's got, right? And if he has to liquidate $100 billion of it, it's going to tank the price. So he really can't get $100 billion in cash to pay the taxes you'd like him to, you lazy academic bleep. Yeah, I'd like to get in a short man fight with that guy. Got your inflation right here. Economists fighting MMA style. I think we're almost caught up. Derek Yeager. No, geez, Derek, thanks a lot. Boost engagement. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. Everybody make a comment. Give me some short jokes. I want some short jokes. Give me some short jokes. And if you know any good Scandinavian jokes, put them down below. Because Cappy, unfortunately, is not Irish. He's Scandinavian, as he found out after a DNA test. And so now I get to celebrate Swedish days or Norwegian fest. Yay. Look, the magic salmon comes by the mythical caribou. And then we build a snow fort. I don't know what they do. Nonstop trade $2. Doesn't Vincent discipline you on Instagram? No, he gives me guff. He busts the balls on Instagram, and not just Instagram, but pretty much every other social media platform. Matter of fact, all us guys do here on our little community on the internet, I think all we do is exchange insults. I don't think I'm not even joking. Go back, go through all of our exchanges. Rule Zero guys, Vince, all those guys. Masculine Geeks, everyone, even Jack Nate, not one compliment. You will not find one compliment. It's all penis jokes and short jokes and ethnic jokes and anything else to insult one another. Mexi Mike, $2 easy. Forget wealth tax, just nationalize Amazon. I have plenty of solutions. But ain't none. You guys would listen, but your average American dolt won't, because it's going to involve them having to work for a living. That's what taking responsibility. You're going to pay back your debts. What? But I'm a strong, independent woman. I didn't mean to pay back my what? What? Raise my child? I thought I could just make a deposit and the woman would raise it. What? What do you mean you're coming after me? All right, I think we're caught up. Boo. Yes, we are. All right, there you go. Questions, answers, ahoconsulting.com. The link down below. Get that book. Also, go get the book, Enjoy the Decline. And as well, I should have linked them down below. Sanity is the future of wealth. Sanity is the future of wealth. And to all the economists in the United States who believe in modern monetary theory, right there. See you guys later. Toodles. Oh, here's a competent man. Here, I own. You got just by the skin of your pube, competent man. $5. I'm glad to see you on a live broadcast instead of needing to see you on a video with a copy of today. Old man joke. Funny. I was starting to wonder if pre-uploaded. No, I've been on vacation. Tomorrow I go back on the line. I got a bunch of consultations to do. But that all right, that's it. If by the way, tune in tomorrow. It's going to be all consulting all the time. See you guys later. Toodles.